One time. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. You know who you're talking to. You know it's the number one ranked show in Montana by two black dudes who are not even from Montana. It's oddly specific, but it's the truth. We are the number one podcast in Montana right now by two black guys not from Montana. I am that incredible, edible, delectable, heterosexual, pseudo-sexual Chris Turner. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Westside Duval County 904 representative. And my right-hand man on my left-hand side, and my left-hand man on my right-hand side of What's Good America, Big Game James, Mr. Saturday Night, Chi-Town's finest, Mr. West Coast, the gainfully employed, James Walton III.
Hey, America, only 2 more days till I get a check. Ain't gonna be worth shit, but I'm getting it. And you know it's wild, Chris. Like, you know when you ain't had money in a minute and like, you actually it's not even gonna be direct deposit, like, because the way it started, you'll get the physical check and shit. Like, I'm so pumped to have this check. I don't even care what number's on it. Like, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like one of the kids in Annie, man, that just made it. You know what I'm saying? One of the orphans or whatever, you know, like, it's been a hard knock life for your boy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Daddy Warbucks is picking them up, baby.
For real. That's how I feel about Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay is Daddy Warbucks. I got adopted. I'm feeling good. But man, it's Wames to the, like he said, Wames F baby. See, please say the baby. If you don't, you know the rest. We here, man, and we're here to just get into it. But before I do that, Chris, let me just go ahead. I mean, I shout her out every show, but this is a special shout out to my soon-to-be wife of infinity years. Hey, babe, happy birthday. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Callie.
We can 50 Cent it and go shouty, it's your birthday. We can Stevie Wonder it and sing that happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. But nonetheless, I'm glad you're up there having a good time. I know she listened to the last show a little bit, was talking to her today. Man, that's a good Stevie Wonder, bro. That's a good Stevie Wonder.
I felt real disrespectful for a second. I ain't gonna lie.
That's all right, though, man. Stevie would love it, man. You know what I'm saying? He still hangs out with Eddie Murphy after all the impressions Eddie Murphy did. But, babe, happy birthday to you. Also, happy birthday to my boy, Sean Haney. I still owe you a text later. I'm going to give you that, man. But I just wanted to get that out the way before we got into it. Oh, man. By the way, what's on your mind, man? What are we going to talk about today?
First things first. Our Papa freaks all the honeys. No, I don't. I'm happily married. Let's rewind that. First things first. The topic is, who gets picked up first? Colin Kaepernick or Cameron? I stole from the University of Florida and robbed everybody in Alabama, Newton. Who gets picked up first? Now, clearly, I'm not biased. Not at all. Not at all.
You know, man, this is such a strange conversation to me. And
God,
you know,
it is.
When you brought it to my attention a couple of days ago, you wanted to talk about it. I really didn't think much about it. You know, it wasn't anything to try to pull up some numbers. If one was better, you know, I know obviously we know Kaepernick's touchdown to interception ratio just because it was pounded into our heads when the blackballing began at that point. And it's an amazing league where, if I'm correct, I think Cam's 31.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, about 31, 32, yeah.
That a former MVP of a professional league after 9 years can't get anybody to go, hey, we'll sign you and figure it out. So this is a perplexing question to me, because with you saying who's going to get signed first, I don't know. I tell you, somebody that really has had a good opinion of this, I brought her up. We were talking about Colin Kaepernick after we had spoken about him on the podcast. You know, I love Callie. She came, you know, straight with what she feels like. She was like, I don't think that guy should start in the league. You know, I think he was not that good of a player when he went out. So him being a starter
is out of the question for me if I was an owner. And I said, I respect that.
Yeah.
I think that's coming from a good place. There's some thoroughbreds out there right now playing the game of football at quarterback and doing it at a high level. I mean, you got to even give guys like a Josh Allen credit. The fact that he made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And was one game away from, winning a division with Tom Brady. So
and let's be honest with it. Like, it's pretty much now his division to lose now too. And it hurts me to say that being a Dolphins fan, but he's the front runner in that league now, in that conference.
Yeah. So I don't care how you do it. It ain't. I mean, there's only 12 spots. There's going to be 14 now with the new collective bargaining, which I think they did a horrible job.
Yeah.
Now, looking at what's happening with Jamal Adams right now, they did a horrible job of how they bargained. So good luck with that over the next 10 years. But I got to say it's going to be Cam Newton. I do. At the end of the day, this guy took a team on his shoulders to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that have done that in the history of this game. You know what I mean? As good as Warren Moon was, Warren Moon couldn't do it.
Nope.
And Warren Moon had some talent around it when he did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other guys, Dan Marino was only able to do it one time.
First of all, you watch your goddamn mouth.
Hold on now. Hold on. I'm not taking pot shots. You know how I feel about Dan Marino. I love Dan Marino. Okay? And Mark Clayton and Mark Duper, them guys early in my life made me want to catch footballs, okay? So it's not that. I was trying to bring up the comparisons of what's happening. He was also an MVP in that year too and shattered a shit ton of records. Just like Cam Newton, what he did with his ability to run and pass. Cam Newton had a lot of records that were, I think, just recently broken by Lamar Jackson and or Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes just threw for a shit ton of yards.
I think they both kind of shared in the records that they broke of his. So
So with that, I mean, those are the guys I bring up. Like, he's not saying he's on that level, but he's in the company of some of these guys. Think about the Elway teams of old. Even though they had some good players, but
in spots. Yeah, it was just in spots.
I'm amazed because I feel like if I'm a GM, like, why wouldn't I give him like a Jacoby Brissett deal, at 31? Let me guarantee him some money. You know what I mean? Like, not what he thinks he's going to get. Like, right now, he's trying to think who else has a deal like that right now. Kind of like who had it? Like, give him a Joe Flacco deal that Joe Flacco just had. And, hey, it's worth it. We're going to guarantee the rest of this money. If not, hey. And if you put him in a position where, like we've talked about with Kaepernick, and I feel like he has to fight, I think you're going to see an inspired Cam too. I'm telling you, the Bears can't go wrong adding a guy like Cam Newton into that mix. Let him go compete in that offense with his ability to, kind of sit in the pocket. And I mean, I think people are forgetting too, before I let you take over here in a minute, that dude was like 6-2 before his foot got fucked up.
Yeah.
He was starting to figure it out, playing in that little bit more drop back, and Norv Turner was having an effect on him positively. I think his completion percentage was as high as it had been. It was like in the high 60s, and they were winning. So I feel like the foot gets healthy enough. He can't necessarily be him. By him being Superman, like I think he's got to tone that shit down.
He has to.
His arm strength is unparalleled. Like, there's not too many guys that can throw the ball as hard or as far as he's a big dude, in that pocket. So his ability to see over the pocket and find, receivers have had good seasons with this guy too. So I'll let you take it, man. My pick's Cam right now.
I'm going with Cap. Not even with the whole Auburn, Alabama thing. I'm going with Cap mainly because the same thing I say at work is the same thing I say in the rest of my life. Everything comes down to money. I'm not even going to compare the talent thing initially. With Cap, I guess the reward outweighs the risk. Because if you bring in Cap and you bring him into a situation where he possibly can win the starting position, or he will be in a position where he can play, what do you have to lose? You give him the league minimum. You give him whatever the league minimum for a veteran is. You bring him in. You guarantee 1 year. You can have the player option for the second, and you bring Cap in. Now, I agree with Kelly that he is not. I think like his talent level gets lost amongst all the other shit that's going on too. Cap is not a top 10 quarterback.
He never was.
No, he's not. Top 20, maybe.
Yeah, he was. He was at some point.
So what's the problem in bringing in a top 20 quarterback for essentially, and I mean this no disrespect, whatever, next to nothing? And now you essentially got 97% of Black America on your side. And I don't know if you folks know this or not, but the black dollar is the most powerful dollar in this country. So now you got ticket sales, jersey sales for whatever ticket sales are going to be with this whole pandemic, with that Rona going around still. You essentially got the black dollar because shit, I'll go buy a Cap jersey if he signs with the Patriots or whoever the case may be. Now, who do I think it should be? And it hurts me to my heart to say this. And even thinking it right now, like I'm starting to burn inside a little bit. I think it should be Cam, and I think Cam should go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got specific, I know, but you put Cam.
That's very intriguing. I keep going.
You put Cam in that Steelers offense. Essentially, Ben Roethlisberger was Cam Newton for a while because Big Ben would get his big ass out there and run, and he had a decent enough O-line, which Cam has never really had, which is why he was Superman in the first place, because he had to run for his life and then just throw it deep. But you put Cam with a decent offensive line, a top 10 defense. Let's call a spade a spade. Big Ben is going to get fucking hurt. It is what it is. That shit is a given. Like the next minute, Big Ben is going to get hurt. Do you trust Mason behind him? Oh, and I got nothing. Well, yeah, I do. Fuck it. This wasn't good America. This is our show. I can say what I want to say. I don't trust Big 12 quarterbacks. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like I just don't like Big 12 quarterbacks.
Even though one just won a Super Bowl?
I just don't trust them. Like, and I get it, yeah, Mahomes won a Super Bowl. But I just, for the most part, do not trust him. Like, and Mahomes is just that special, rare talent, but like Big 12 quarterbacks stats are inflated as it is coming out of college because like every damn team is air raid, spread offense, all this other shit. But Mason Rudolph doesn't have it for me. Like, I can't see me building a franchise around him. So here's what you do. You pick up Cam. Worst case, you get him for a year, 2 years. Matter of fact, I would sign him for a 3-year deal because if you look at it next year, and honestly, this argument kind of goes with both sides of the coin. You get him, 3-year deal. If you look at the quarterbacks that are coming out next year and the year after, you draft somebody that you really want next year. Hopefully Cam or Cap or whoever it is you pick up, which, like I said, I think it's going to be Cap, but you should do Cam. Let them learn. Sit down for 2 years. Well, sit down for a year and a half, learn under this veteran, and then hopefully this veteran does well enough where you can trade them away for something, get something back for it, and now you got this kid that's ready to go. Because once again, this is going to hurt again. You got Sunshine coming out next year, which if this happens and he ends up with the fucking Patriots, that proves that Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft are the devil. You got Sunshine coming out next year. You got the Ohio State quarterback. You got Georgia has a shit ton of quarterbacks. Mind you, they won't do shit because it's Georgia and it's Georgia. They'll get to the playoffs and get their ass whooped by somebody.
You need to be worried about your own quarterback winning game. Don't worry about other teams. Worry about your
quarterback. I got Mac Jones, baby.
You worry
Mac
about
Jones,
him.
Duval County, baby. Mac Jones. And then once
Mac Jones can't even beat Bo Nix. What you worried about anybody else?
You shut your dirty whore mouth. You shut your dirty whore mouth. Just to hop off topic like we do. Here's what's gonna happen with Alabama. And I told my other friends this, and I don't think I've said it on. I don't think I've said it on What's Good America. Here's what's gonna happen with Alabama. And I'm not gonna get into records or anything like that, but we're gonna beat LSU ass. So here's what's gonna happen. Mac Jones will win the starting job. That's a given. And they'll start off 4-5-0. Okay? A bye week will happen. We'll play Arkansas. Beat Arkansas 37-10, 37-9, something like that. Now, Mac will struggle in that game. Okay? Because this shit happened with Jalen came. This happened with Tua. This is what happens to Alabama quarterbacks. The Arkansas game, they'll struggle, only pull up 30 points. Then they'll put the new kid in, the Bryce kid from California, supposed to be the next best big thing. He'll get in, throw for a touchdown, and probably run for 1-2. Then it'll be a bye week again. And then I think it's like the Citadel or some shit like that. There's always a cupcake.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Then the cupcake game will happen. Mac Jones will play the first half, throw for like 230, 220. And then they'll have then Bryce will come in and throw for like 265, 270. And that's going to start the progression of the kid getting in. I'm not throwing in records or anything like that, but we're going to beat LSU. But back to the topic at hand. To bring it full circle, I think Cam will get picked up first. But I think Cap will get picked up first. But it should be Cam off of pure talent level. They both have a Super Bowl under their belt. But just looking at the body of work, just looking at the athleticism, it hurts me to say it, but I would go and get Cam right now, today. I wouldn't give him an astronomical deal, but I'll give him a 2-year deal. That's me.
Yeah. So in regards to Kaepernick, so let me make sure I say this as well. I think I said it on the last time we spoke about him. He should already be in the NFL. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate that to everyone and understand. And if you didn't have an understanding of what was going on, we clearly did. We knew exactly what the hell was going on. I knew exactly what was happening. And you ain't never seen no shit like that. Last time actually I saw it, you remember Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf?
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened to Colin Kaepernick. And for y'all who don't know.
It's a lot of who won't know.
Yeah, if y'all don't know America, go look up Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. If you can't spell it, go look up Chris Jackson, LSU. It'll help you, okay? And also give you some history lessons. You'd be surprised. There's not too many guys that a form of them wasn't in the league. This guy was Steph Curry before Steph Curry was Steph Curry. So,
big facts.
So go check that out. So that's what I feel with Colin Kaepernick. And I had to explain that too, because there was a little bit of just, you could hear it in Callie's voice. Because it's like, this dude, why is he? And it's like, you got to understand, most starting quarterbacks had the opportunity to play themselves out of the league. And
exactly.
Even though they were 2-14 that year, a lot of that wasn't his fault. They completely gutted the team. He had a different head coach. It wasn't when he was with Jim Harbaugh. Because when he was with Jim Harbaugh, dude went to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game. So, that also lets you know there is a balance between having a good coach and being good players too. But they gutted that team. Pretty much the core of that team had either retired or had been traded away, a lot of his pieces. And that's how you end up 2-14. Just ask the Rams how that feels. There's a lot of teams that are going to ask Miami how it feels. There's a lot of teams that have gone through that, in the last 5 to 6 years, really understand that. So Colin Kaepernick, in my opinion, should have been had a job. Pride or not, there's not a guy that's not going to tell you that. Hey, if you tell me I'm not going to be the starter, but I get a chance to compete, all right, I'm going to compete.
I'm good with that.
And I honestly think that's what could be going on with both these guys. I mean, more Cam than Colin. I think Colin just wants an opportunity to prove that if the opportunity came and he got in a game, he could win a game, which could lead him to steal some money. I think Cam Newton's got to face the fact that I think he wants to just walk in someplace and start. And because of that foot and because of his injuries, it's a little bit different. So for me, Cam's not getting necessarily as blackballed. I'm just in shock nobody would say, hey, I'll sign the guy, and when he gets healthy, he's my guy. Like, I'm good with that. I don't have to draft a quarterback. I can draft something to help him at 32 play until he's 38 years old. You know, maybe get the best tackle in the draft or get the best receiver, or maybe there's a running back that proves to be worthy of, you know, Adrian Peterson type status, you know, Christian McCaffrey type status to go that early. You know, so, I mean, that's where I would be. And so, I mean, Cam ain't listening to me, but Cam, we'd love to have you in Chicago. That's for sure, because that would be a hell of a quarterback competition. And I think you should go in knowing that, hey, if you're flat out better than somebody, Cam, the game is going to respect you because you're a former MVP. I mean, how many MVPs are there currently playing in the league? I think I can name them all. Let's see. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
Drew?
Are there any other MVPs? I don't think Drew Brees has won one MVP award his entire career. Matter of fact, I know he hasn't. Not one. Yeah.
How is that even possible? I remember.
It is possible because he's played in the era of Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. It's very possible. And then you throw in an Adrian Peterson, 2,000-yard season in there.
Because I think the year that he was supposed to win it, I think, is the year that I think Brady then went like the 16-0 and before they lost in the Super Bowl or whatever. But yeah, I remember like the year he was supposed to win it, like somebody else went off. So yeah, that makes sense.
And then honestly, he had a shot 2 years ago, but Patrick Mahomes' numbers were just so outrageous.
Ridiculous.
The 5,000 and the 50, that's basically, it's a wrap. There's only been 2 guys that have done that, 3 guys that have done that. And 2 of them guys are already have a seat in the Hall of Fame. One's retired, the other one is playing his way out. So there's only 4 MVPs, and there's 32 teams. So you ask me, outside of a Deshaun Watson, outside of a Drew Brees or Russell Wilson, who's been close to winning MVPs, there's 7, 8 teams that are tripping. And I'd have been like, I don't know why. I would have been like 1-year deal. 1-year deal. Like, come on, I'll give you. Like, do you need this? Do you need the 1 year to really fully rehab? And like, if we need you towards the end, all right, then I'm gonna give you this amount of money for that. I'm gonna guarantee all of it, and then I'm gonna allow you to set your own market for your age and what your performance is. You know what I mean? Like, it's to me, I think it's a travesty and I love Ryan Fitzpatrick. I love the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick has
Fitzmagic, baby. Put some respect on his name.
But Cam Newton doesn't. I like Ryan Fitzpatrick because he needs to go ahead and start, and Tua needs to sit his ass down for a year. I'm trying to protect you, Tua. I am not a hater of yours. I actually am a fan of your game, but Tua needs to sit his ass down somewhere. You're trying to do some miracle shit. You're going to Rebo Jackson yourself. So that's where I'm at, man. I think it's as good as we can get on it, man. I wish the best for both of them. I think they both can really help a team to have that type of caliber player that's played in big games and won big games. It's not enough credit given to either one of these guys that they've been in big time games and won them. Even though they've lost big time games, you got to do something in order to get to the ultimate level. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
I'm with it. Next topico. That's Spanish for topic. It's not. Don't at me on that one.
I'm about to say, don't make our Hispanic listeners mad, man. Over here,
please,
the language, bro.
I love beans and rice way too much. That's somewhat racist, but the shit's true.
Yeah,
Basketball is back.
we
It's
hear.
back. It's back. It's back. Somewhat. The NBA is deemed to kick off here. What, like next week? I want to say.
Yeah, they start. I think the games are going to be in a month. I think they're all going to be.
Yeah,
in the
everybody's
bubble.
in Orlando.
In a bubble. Yeah.
So 16 teams are bidding for the NBA Larry O'Brien Championship.
Mm-hmm.
302 players are in Orlando in the bubble right now. 16 players already have coronavirus. What the fuck? So I ask you this, Walt. 16 teams. You're in one of these 16 teams. Do you play?
Would I play?
Would you play?
I mean, would I honestly play? See, it depends on who I am.
Thank you. That's what I was wanting to get at. That's what I wanted to hear. Go ahead.
Okay, see, you know, if I'm Avery Bradley, my ass need to be playing. If I'm Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, you know what?
I'll see y'all next year.
I'm a little hurt, man. You know, Corona may not make it better. We're good. If I'm LeBron James, doesn't matter what the fuck I do. If I don't feel like playing, there is no NBA. You know, and I respect the guys like Avery Bradley that have said, "Nah, I'm good." You know, to do that for their own self, preservation. Like I'm with that, man. Like I respect that. Your family comes first. You know what I mean? Which means he's done a good job. Obviously, you can tell he's done a good job, Chris. That means he's been not spending his checks. That's how you know he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I see."
Yeah.
So good for Avery Bradley. I mean that. I joke about it, but you know, at the same time, I respect my guy like I do. He's a good basketball player, really good.
He is.
So if it's me, I'm from a pure fan aspect, you know, I want to see as close to what we can, you know, what we're used to seeing around that time. You know, the majority of us in the world now don't even watch regular season basketball. I happen to not be one of them. I love the NBA, so I'm always paying attention. You know, because it comes in handy when you like to look at what's going on in Las Vegas. So you better pay the fucking attention. Sorry, babe, I had to let that one out. Now, that being said, the fact that it's only 16, and I think, Chris, the number is closer to like 400, I think, players. And I'm trying to do the math. Like if I added like 2 zeros to each of that, right? So if it was 1,600 out of like 40,000, and that was the case right now, I mean, how would we feel about that number? You know, you add another zero. If 16,000 had it in a town of 400,000, we wouldn't feel good about that either. So it's a tough thing. Like it kind of is a high number, you know, if you start breaking down the percentages. You start adding zeros, and then you realize how many people, what type of number percentage that do have it. So I think the protocol is in place. I think if anybody's going to get it right for a trial run, it's going to be the NBA.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think their ability and their resources, and especially what's going on with the world right now, like they need the NBA in Major League Baseball to badly be able to figure it out. You know, and maybe one or two guys are going to get it in between there. We've seen it with golf, where a couple guys have gotten it, but it hasn't affected the entire tour. And I'm good for Adam Silver. I was reading a little bit of an article that came out this weekend, Chris, and he said, you know what? We know it's not going to be a perfect system. We know things are going to happen. You know, we're going to try to make it as perfect as possible. And if we realize that we still don't have the means to control it, you know, I'll shut it down. And that's what a commissioner is supposed to do. He's supposed to have the best interest of the players. The best interest of the players is for them to play and hone their craft, because without them playing, they can't get their TV money.
True.
You know, so the NFL and these guys that are even, you know, and more closer proximity, breathing on each other and spit and all sorts of shit, needed to work, It might almost be to the point, what's crazy? I figured out something. Obviously you can't do much to, cover the mouth because you got to breathe. But at least you can cover. Maybe every player needs to wear, check this out, every player has visors. Maybe you make visors mandatory this year and they get a whole camp used to it because you protect the eye droplets or some shit like that. I tried to wear a visor because, we had the Oakley hookup.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Mike Parnell. Shout out Mike Parnell, man. The GOAT owner. The GOAT owner.
Fuck you, Ty Tyler.
He is the GOAT owner. I mean, anyone that would let me fly his plane for 10,000 feet is a GOAT owner. That's all I'm saying. That shit was dope. Yeah. I'm putting that out there. That's right, America. I did fly a plane once. So don't be acting like I ain't shit. All right? Now, so that's where I'm at.
And I don't want to get into what all Mike Parnell did for me because that's none of your goddamn business. So appreciate you, Mike Parnell. You know what you did when you did what you did, what you do, baby. I appreciate it. I love you.
Yeah. So I think there's some ways that maybe we can see. Maybe all the NBA players have to start wearing the Amari Stoudemire, glasses or some shit like that. Protect, I don't want them in. I don't think they need to be in full Rip Hamilton masks, everywhere.
No, God,
type shit, But I think there's ways that you can kind of help prevent it, because I mean, you get shit in your eyes, man, when you don't have advisors, and I know it's tough, but you drill enough holes. I know some guys. So I don't know, man. So I want to see it happen, but I do agree. 16. I would have liked to see that number be no higher than 5. Because it gave me confidence that, okay, yeah, even they can really control it. So hopefully those 16 players that have it, they have enough window. They can go do what they have to do, off-site, and then you can bring them on. They can still get their workouts in or whatever they need to do off-site, bring them in. Your floor, man. What do you think?
My whole thing about it, I think you're 1,000% correct. If you're the first man off the bench, if you're that sixth man, I think it's a little iffy, like a Patrick Beverly or something like that. I think you got the option. If you're more of like the 13th man and nobody really knows your name, and most of the time you spend it in a suit rather than a jersey, your ass need to be in Orlando with a basketball in your hand trying to get these buckets. If you're LeBron James, that's tough. That's tough because if you're LeBron right now, face of the whole franchise and face of the league, if you don't play, I don't think it gets watched. And if you don't play, especially for LeBron, like if it was Giannis who didn't play, I don't think it, because like Giannis is pretty much like a top 5 face right now. If Giannis didn't play and took the stand, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you 3. I'll give it to you.
Chris, he's the reigning MVP for crying out loud.
I don't take anything from that. I just know international players sometimes get looked over from us Americans. So
I'm glad we talking NBA and I get to be the expert. How are you going to say the reigning MVP and about to win another MVP as long as they make it to the finals is overlooked? This dude is the most captivating thing on television. This guy can dribble 2 times and dunk from the free throw line. I ain't never seen anything like that shit. 1 dribble, 2 dribbles.
The same way when Dirk was pretty much running the NBA, everybody still talked about somebody else. And Dirk was still the baddest man on the planet. Like, you couldn't stop Dirk's fucking turnaround leg kick, 1-leg fadeaway. But you always had somebody else to talk about. That's all I'm saying is, like, international players sometimes never get the full credit that they deserve. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure, because I like it. Don't be doing your putting that Alabama bad vibes on him and shit. I don't care. I don't care if Nick Saban said what he said in that video, making you proud. I still got questions about how he does things, and even though I respect him and I think he's a GOAT coach. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go on. What you talk about? Exactly. So that's the point.
Black Lives Matter.
I mean, listen, man. Let's be
Clemson coach out here wearing MAGA shirts and shit. So
Come on, man. You know for a fact Coach O ain't on that.
I just want
Hold on,
these
man.
boy black lives in the ball.
That's my thing, though. Is that even if you are looking for that support, is that the support you want to hear in that voice?
No.
Come
No,
on,
it
man.
ain't.
Coach O,
No.
national champion, reigning champion, Coach O. Okay.
Go Tigers.
Literally,
Go.
he's the coach from the Water Boy with the accent, man. Come on, man. Like, that's Coach O, except Coach O knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Coach. Coach O is a beast. But hey,
You live to fight another day.
Hey, them sound bites, they're not the clearest, except when he says "Roll Tide, fuck you." He said that real clear. Said that with no accent. I heard that. Roll Tide, fuck you. Remember that, Chris?
I met Coach O when I was 18 years old on a fucking recruiting visit to USC. He was a D-line coach, and I'm not going. I say this with a straight face and nothing but love and respect in my heart. That man had me this close from going to USC because I got in the office when he started breaking down defensive line tapes and all this other stuff and drills. And like this man got up. He was in a full suit too. He got up and for 5 minutes we went through drills in his office, just like. And like, mind you, I'm 18 years old. Like I'm hungover from the night before because I don't know if you folks know this. On visits, they get you fucked up. Like it's like ridiculously wasted. I'm 18.
Hey,
I shouldn't have been drinking, but
well, you know what? That might be a topic for another day. We just might do a topic called Chris Turner's recruiting visit stories.
Hey, and then I can tell you about Michigan State and Mike Bazemore.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave the.
Hey, Baconator, I was not trying to. Look what he's trying to do, man. This dude is always trying to slander your name, man. He's one of our faithful listeners, man. Like, you gonna do it. Okay, I'm just saying.
When we do the visits, when we talk about the visits, there's some shit that happened at Michigan State. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna do this to him?
It's some shit that happened at Michigan State, and that for somebody who works at the NCAA now,
why you doing
Maybe they should have thought about that shit before they had a young Florida kid on. Matter of fact, back to Ed Orgeron.
Yeah. Let's go back to Coach
Orgeron is a great
coach. Bays, I'm sorry. I'm taking Bays' side on this one. Normally, I just kind of stand in the back and you just go ahead. But oh man, that was not right. But tell me more about Coach O and your recruiting.
Just saying, it's funny how somebody works at the NCAA now and.
Everything
anyway,
right now is
Coach Orgeron is a great coach, and that's not the voice you really want to hear. And even with the Saban video, like he never really came out and said Black Lives Matter as it is anyway. But if Giannis missed the NBA playoffs tournament, whatever they want to deem it as, I don't think it's so much as a big deal. But if LeBron does. I guarantee you, and not just from an athletic standpoint, but from fans from every sport, like his character will get attacked. So I feel like LeBron has to play.
Yeah.
Like even if he stands up and say, I'm not doing this for the health and safety of my family or my daughter has a respiratory issue, any of that. Because it's LeBron, and everything LeBron does is magnified by 1,000. He'll get called a coward. If KD, and honestly, if the Nets were in it, and KD even came out and said, "Well, I'm just gonna play these games just to see where I'm at."
Well, that's already happened, Chris. That already happened.
Oh, perfect.
He said, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna wait till next season." Because the Nets
are. If he said, I'm just gonna play like a game or two just to kind of see where I'm at, and then I'm gonna shut it down. Nothing to get said.
No, and he's smartly doing the whole year. I only seen one guy in my life, and I'm gonna give him credit on this show. Only one guy I ever know come back from an Achilles tear in under a year, and you didn't even know he tore his Achilles. And that's Travis Brown. I don't know how he did that, and I lived
Zach
with that guy.
Morris, baby.
That's the only guy. I don't know what he did, but this dude came back and he was faster. after his Achilles, and he was 4'4" to begin with. He came back, he was like sub 4'4". Like 6 months, this dude was running around. Remember, 6 months he was out there playing flag, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? I was out there just doing me. I'm like, man, you don't sit your ass down on
Travis
that
Brown.
on that
Travis Brown is the
field.
real Zach. Travis Brown is the real Zach Morris. Like, he's the real Benjamin Button. That man is the man that time forgotten. If you don't know, look up Carroll College. Look at the record book. You're gonna see one name and one name only, Travis Brown. Anyway,
They'll get Dallas fired up. The Dallas be like, hey, don't. I ain't gonna talk about Carroll. I ain't gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, what I did on that basketball court and how dope I was. I got some records too. I did.
shout out to Dal, man.
Don't get Dallas fired up talking about Carroll.
The whole crew, man.
I'm gonna have to listen to that. Travis will just give you like a, hey, thanks, bud. But Dallas will go, bud, really? You're only some guy from Carroll. Okay, go ahead.
LeBron has to play, and that's it. If you're the 13th man off the bench, bro, you got to play. You got a mouth to feed, yours and your family and all that other stuff. Now, we will end it, and then we're gonna get to give me a minute. Somebody asked me the other day, and I was talking to somebody last night, and she was talking about our podcast and this and third about how we drink the entire time. Yes, we do. I'm not drinking today because that lean put me on my ass, and I got to work this week, and I don't recover from hangovers like I used to. I got Gatorade today.
I took a 3-hour nap before we did this podcast.
So I want to give you insight into our show real quick. This was a dream that was thought of 11 years ago on the Big J radio show here in Billings, Montana, and we essentially took over the show for about 3 months, and that's what got us here. Now, somebody asked me, like, how much of this show is you guys? Like, how much of it is just like a front for the camera? None of it. Honestly, what this show is me and Walt would get drunk and talk shit to each other for hours in a bar, and now we're doing the same thing and just film it. That's it. Like, all of this, like, all the shit we say, this is genuinely how we feel. Like, this isn't a front.
Hold up. I want to know, because Billings ain't that big. Who the hell asked you if this is a front? Who asked that question?
She doesn't really know us like that because I just met her. She works at the bar.
All right, it's all good. Then hey, shout out to shooters. I'll shout shooters out. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like this is genuinely us. Like we're missing a couple people who substitute in and out with the crew and all that, but we get drunk, we talk shit, and we try to piss off the other person.
They ought to be glad we both got to go to work tomorrow morning. Because I tell you right now, if we had consecutive Saturdays to do this shit, listen. Okay, I don't normally do what I did yesterday. Yesterday was a hard day and a happy day and a hard day at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just call it what it is. I'm just gonna embarrass myself in front of my parents. You know them big ass bottles of Kirkland wine? I drink like the $7.99 joints.
Oh God.
Okay. So just to clarify, I drank an entire one of those by myself, plus about 6-7 Coors Light. Because normally it just would have been like half the bottle for the show because I'd have been able to sip. But you know, this is who we are, America. Like
exactly.
The key with this is that we can still have our same personality if we're not as drunk. When we are both drunk, then you get what happened. You get what happened when we were over there at the Legion. The show just goes off the rails. LeBron James shots happening. Yeah, I think I got slapped with money as an ode to 2011. When I'm listen. I promise you, it was not domestic. They were my friends, but I mean, I was at Teasers, man, and I had blacked out, and I had a lot of ones in my hand because the girl said I looked like Idris Elba. Do I look like Idris Elba, Chris?
That's a negative, homie. No homo, but no.
I don't. But guess what, man?
That man, no homo, but that man is fucking beautiful.
Hey, the girl at Teaser said I did, but I wasn't sure because I had a lot of ones in my hand. And ain't been to a strip club since. But I tell you, that was.
You got to end on a high note. That's why they tell you look like Idris. I mean, shit. Where do you go from there?
Actually, no. I tell you what. I tell you this though. This is how y'all don't think it's real. Chris doesn't even know this. It was a true story. So I went back to Teasers one other time, Okay, but you'll appreciate this, all right? So I will tell this story. This is a true story. And I think it basically kind of led to, two people that I really care about. They are happily in love and married. All right. So me and Mike Bazemore, this was when I was
another fucking Bazemore reference.
But come on, why you gonna put fucking in front of it?
Fuck Mike Bazemore.
I appreciate the Baconator, man, because you were in Chicago. Like, what was I? You was gone. You wasn't there.
Dodging bullets in Chicago. Yeah, that's right.
See,
that's right.
Yeah, you were dodging bullets on the way north side by the airport. Shut your head. Anyway, now.
Murder's everywhere in Chicago.
So we were running this camp. At this time, I was the head coach of the Wolves. Had some personal things happen, but I was head coach at the time. We were doing a camp, and Baze helped me out with it because he was a player personnel and everything. And once the camp got over, it was Memorial Day weekend. I was missing my crew. And I was like, man, Baze. And basically, we ran this camp in the rain. So don't ever tell me I ain't dedicated. I don't love the kids because it was pouring rain. And we were running a camp at Lewis and Clark, tearing the field up. Now, at the end of it, I was just telling Baze, I was like, Baze, man, it's not raining in Helena. Like, all our guys are up there. As soon as this camp is over, dude, we should just shoot up there. Let's go meet them. And he's like, all right, bet. But it's like neither one of us wanted to drive, right? So we were like, all right, how do we do this? So I called Don Norcross Leslie. She and Dallas had just started dating, like a couple weeks into this, right? They just met each other. Like they were one of those, like, as soon as they met each other, fell in love. It's an adorable story. So another day for that. So I go, hey, Dawn, what's up? She goes, oh, hey, Walt. Dawn's a sweetheart. And I go, so Dawn, I'm surprised you didn't go to Helena. She's like, yeah, I thought about it, but I don't know. I said, well, Dawn, if you want to go, me and Baze will be your security. We'll roll with you. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, we want to go up there and have a good time. She said, okay, I'll pick you guys up. Well, Dawn came and swooped us up. And Dawn be flying on the highway, okay? Like, Dawn was going like 95. Like, we got to Helena quick. But we got the teasers by like that turn when you do the 87, you go up to Helena that way. Yeah. That's the way we went. So teasers is right there. And I was like, you know what? We got to make this story legendary. I said, hey, Dawn, we got here to this part really quick. Should we just stop in here real quick? I got $50. Yeah, I got $50 in cash. Like, so the three of us go into teasers real quick. She was like, you know what? That actually sounds like a great idea. I said, oh, he's marrying this girl because this is hilarious. So Dawn comes in flanked with, now it's my in shape self. When I was like, 225, still run about a 4.5. And my tattoos look good. They don't look as good now. That's why I cover them up. Chris got his tattoos out because they still look as good as they ever did. I got to cover mine up because I flex out here. That bicep they look good. Okay, so Dawn, like Dawn's stature. Dawn's going about 5'4" on a good day, right? And she walks in with me, 6'3", 225, 230, and she walks in with Baze, 6'4", 260. And we go into the strip club. The sun is still out. And you got like 2 or 3 Johns sitting just around the edges, not even tipping these strippers and not even nothing. They just up there dancing, right? So I'm going to hell. So I go, hey, you know what? We gonna turn this shit out. Like, let's go do this shit. So like I split up the 50 or 60 bucks I had. We all had ones. We went up there and we just had a good time. Don started dancing with the strippers and shit. Like, we doing whatever. And I was like, hey, once the money runs out, we out. And when the money ran out, Chris, I'd never heard this shit in my life. Actually, one other time, I had a breakup happen like this. I'd never been begged like this by a girl, but twice in my life. And once was the strip club where they begged all 3 of us not to go. They're like, oh, you guys are the funnest thing. No. Please stay longer. Like, they were like scared for their lives and shit. You had these 3 crazy ass, like, because these, at the strip club. So they probably had their 2 beer minimum. They probably spent their $10. Hey, they probably sipping those beers like this, Gridley. And then we went up to Helena, man, and we surprised Dallas. He loved it. And I was like, Dallas, your girl is gangster because we just went in there and shut Jesus down for 15 minutes with $60.
Dude,
Oh,
we were dying. So that's one of my last. That's like the last time for real. The second to last time, because then I went to that club. I went to that Club 11, Chris. I went down there, back my boy bachelor party. I saw that foolishness. I was like, okay, so you know what? Miami's a whole different story.
yeah.
Look, bro. I was there for 2 days, and I was there for 2 days. Okay, and I knew it. When I left, I was talking. You know, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
It literally feels like they pump ecstasy in the air in Miami. I don't know what it is. I was like, I understand. I ain't never seen so many fake asses in my life. I was just disappointed.
Well, I have paid so much rent in strip clubs in Florida that it is fucking ridiculous. I just want to. I'm a changed man now, but I've paid so many strippers rent just from going in there at the wrong time. I might have been rolling off of something. I had a little bit too much to drink or something else in my system, and they get to rubbing on you and telling you how good you look, and I got a couple hundred in my pocket, and it's a whole nother thing. I'm a married man now.
Yeah.
I
wasn't trying to get us down this, and I
am a pillar of my community now.
Yeah, and I also am soon to be a married man. That's not why I brought it up. But can I just be real though about Club 11? Club 11. I ain't never been in a place. Let's just be honest. I've been to a couple strip clubs. Okay, even that one time. Remember we went to the one in Alaska. That's an episode in itself. I bring that whole fiasco of a day is one. That's an episode hilarious. That's a story time. That shit's funny.
No, that is not. That is not the story we'll be telling online, buddy. That's not what we'll be doing. That's what we will not be doing.
Chris, you good? I don't even remember you being there. So you were good.
Yeah, man. I was there. So there's a lot of names involved in this story that are no. It's not what we're doing. Matter of fact,
nothing bad happened.
Nope. Fuck all that. We are now into. Okay. Give me a minute. You want to go first? You want to go second? We into this shit. No, buddy. It's not what we doing. Ending this shit right now. So, Walt, it is now time for Give Me a Minute.
Yeah, you go first, man.
Okay.
Hey, man, I was drinking a lot of Four Loko back in them days, man. So I'm sorry, man.
Christ.
That Four Loko was different back then. Remember how much Four Loko would put you on your ass 10 years ago?
I do. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. America. Excuse Walt. Fuck it. America, give me a minute. Yesterday, me and Walt had a discussion. I don't know if the shit got recorded or not about when Becky becomes Vicky. When Becky becomes Karen.
Yeah.
So, which we're still trying to confuse about. Like, I don't know at what age do you become from Becky with the good hair to complaining Karen. Anyway, I'm talking to Karen right now.
Uh-oh.
Karen, I want to be the first Black person in the country to say, I understand you. Here's why. Today I went to Popeyes and ordered myself a number 7 platter. That's like the 5 strips. You get the 2 sides, you get a large drink.
Hey, that's the way to go every time. I'm sorry.
That's my shit. So I ordered Zoe some, like a chicken strip meal or whatever. And then I always take one of hers because she don't need all that goddamn grease anyway. So ordered the food. I get it. I always check it. Mom made sure we always check our food. So I checked it. I'm like, yo, I don't have all my food. So I pulled my Black ass back around. I go inside and I was fine walking inside. And then I like, there was something on the floor when I walked in. Like they had a leak in the fucking ceiling and I slipped a little bit with the food in my hand. Instantly pissed. I go up to the counter now. I walk past every fucking body. Yo, I need to speak to a manager right now. And I went full Karen. Like, you know what? This is bullshit, okay? I work hard for my money. I come to Popeyes as a treat for me and my kid to get something to eat. And look, she doesn't have all the strips, mainly because I ate one, but she doesn't have all the chicken strips. And I almost slipped coming into this son bitch in the first place, and I almost hurt myself, so I can't provide for my family. Full Karen, right? Karen, this is why I understand you. Not only did I get a free fucking meal, they cooked me some fresh shit, and I got all my money back. So let me go on board to say, when it comes to black people, leave us the fuck alone. But when it comes to complaining about shit, Karen is the way to go. Like, bro, like they were so apologetic, and maybe because I'm a big black dude or whatever, but like they were so apologetic and like, here's your money back, it's back on your card, and I'm so sorry. Here's a voucher for another free meal, and this, that, and the third. We're so sorry about what happened. So, Karen, I understand you. America, that's been my minute.
Hey, I didn't know where you were going with that. That's pretty good, man.
I understand Karen, man.
That's only as far as I'm going to go on this show. I mean, I might tell stories of friends of ours, going to teasers in 2014, but I don't know if I can get on the side of Karen. That's a tough cross to wear right now. You burden, but
I understand her, man. Like I understand it.
And Chris, for the record, not only was it because you were black, but you're also black in a Popeyes in Billings.
Yeah, that's.
You're technically the target customer. They're not going to piss off the target customer in Billings.
Yeah, that's pretty goddamn true.
That Popeyes, you would have happened like that in Chicago. They'd have been like, look, I'm going
to.
All right.
And we got customers, nigga. Wait.
Yeah. Wait.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. And you'd be like, all right, cool.
Your point is?
None. I just wanted to just elaborate some more on how funny that shit is. and was it the Popeyes on the South Side too?
No, it was the one on Shiloh.
Oh man, so you went out to the suburban Popeyes too and acted an ass. So you already played. You knew exactly what you was doing. You ain't shit.
Yeah, buddy.
By the way, America, the fact that I'm talking about this is suburban Popeyes and Billings, I never thought I'd ever. Hey, America, when that Popeyes came to Billings, when I was there, and I was living down the street from that mug, changed my life. Changed my life. Shit, I was in more shape eating the Popeyes when I was there than I am now. It's fucking terrible. Anyway. So that was pretty good, man. I wasn't ready for that. Obviously, my last, give me a minute, I went to a place yesterday that no one expected me to go. Let's see what I got here. Let me take a sip. Whew. I think I might take a double sip here. That was good. America. Give me a minute. I kind of told the fiance, soon-to-be wife, that this was something I would do. I did write some things on Facebook about what I was going through yesterday when we recorded. And for me to have the ability to do a hilarious tone, I might come with a little bit more serious tone for a minute. Kahari Parker was somebody very special to me. And for those, a lot that are probably listening to the show that don't know him, but those from my Chicago side that grew up, and I was just talking to Tammy Bonkowski, one of our dear friends, one of my, basically sisters, that this dude was a superhero to me. There wasn't anything this guy couldn't do. And for a lot of you that are starting to watch the show, don't know, my first love wasn't catching touchdowns, catching a football. It wasn't even shooting a basketball. The first thing I was ever able to do at a young age was pick up drumsticks and play the drums. And growing up watching this guy, it was basically to me like when you see Bruce Lee for the first time doing the shit that he used to do. That's how this guy was on a drum set, revered. Lived his life. By his early 20s, this guy was touring with Destiny's Child, okay? On a whim. He showed up to a session because Destiny's Child's drummer was sick. And this is at their height. Chris, I'm talking bootylicious. Like that. It was only 3 of them. I'm a Survivor. Destiny's Child. Like the whole tour was filmed on MTV, and they were in LA, and they were basically interviewing drummers the way you do. And Kahari shows up and kills it, and this guy is their tour drummer for the rest of the tour for that entire summer, and makes his name. And that's how incredible a drummer he was, you know, at 20 something, right? So when I was going through some things, as unlike Chris, who we already know was built and born to be the pseudo-sexual that he is now. You look at his body, he was damn near like that at 15 years old. You know, probably 40 pounds less. Dude was probably about 6'2", 235 pounds, wearing a Confederate flag jersey. You know, I was not that. I was 15. I was about 5'8" by that point. Maybe got to 5'9", 137, 145 pounds, and had reached a crossroads in my life where I knew that my drumming was getting better to the point where I was respected within my church and get an opportunity to play on Sundays. You know, and we were televised. I was doing things within, you know, band, but I also wasn't necessarily getting the love I thought as an athlete. And this superhero of a guy is the one that was able to talk to me and took his time out of a tour that he was on, just happened to be at the church, because I think my dad called him and asked him to come talk to me. And he's the one that told me to go for my dreams and told me, you know, you need to do what's best for you. And understand that, you know, you're going to have to give one or the other up. And the only way to be great at something is you got to put your whole heart into it. And that was the day that I knew that if I couldn't be as good as him in my mind, I knew there was still an opportunity that I could be, you know, somewhat close to a Randy Moss. So I want to thank him for that. I want to send my condolences to his wife, his mother, who was very instrumental, was very kind to me as a kid. His kids that will not have to grow up without a great guy, to my entire church family, Apostolic Church of God, and what he meant, and really what he meant to me. Just a guy that I saw, and I was lucky enough, Chris, he called me about a month ago, and I got to talk to him. You know, this is a guy that's on tour all the time. I mean, he's playing guys we love, you know, Raphael Sadiq, George Benson, you know what I mean? And all these
real
great
music
names. Yeah, he's playing with guys and has done so many things and live recordings. And this guy called me to ask me how I was doing. So, hey, I just wanted to let you know, big bro, I'm doing great. I got a chance to cry. But the best part is I've got the What's Good America family. I got my best friend here. I've got my best friend up in Montana having a good time. And I love you, man. And I promise you, as long as I live, the world will know that you were Chicago's greatest drummer. It's you and Tony Williams to me. And Tony Williams used to play with Miles. So I'm sorry I got a little artsy. You know, I'm over here starting to bust out that side, but that's what it meant to me. I didn't really have anything. I wasted all my funny on our last show because I killed Chris with that. So I just wanted to come here and, you know, and once again get it out. And I wanted it to be recorded. I wanted to be here. That Kahari Parker, I know you're looking down on me, man. And all it does is make me want to get back on the drum set. So I'm going to find a way to honor you. And I'm just going to keep living my life and do this podcast, man. It's dedicated to you today. And we're going to keep going after our dreams because that's what me and Chris are doing right now. This is just an evolution of that. So Hennessy, if you listening, Coors Light, I drink the hell out you, and I'm fat because of it. Somebody sponsor us, damn it. I'm tired of this shit. Give me a minute's done. Okay, I'm out. I'm back in it. Man, I tell you what, it's a pretty good show, dude.
I love it as always, folks. This has been episode what the fuck ever of What's Good America. So
I think we creeping towards 20, man. It's like we actually give a fuck about this show. Oh, here come I must be getting pregnant. Here come the curse words.
It's like 18 and 19, so now they won't start to curse. And
it's probably a good time.
Those super bullets are now kicking in. This has been episode whatever. I don't even know the name of this shit yet, to be honest with you. I don't know the name. I think I figured shit out in the editing and all that. But this has been Another episode of What's Good America. I am that pseudo-sexual C. Turner. That is Big Game James. This is What's Good America. And like we always say, if you got a problem or issue or something wrong with the show that you don't like or you want to comment about it, just at me, bitch. You know how it is. Just at me. That's all you got to do. Don't at James. At me.
Please.
I got time. I got time. Like, work is going good right now. Family's happy. I got time to put my hands in your life. At me. That's all you got to do.
Hey, this show has had it all. It's had threats. It's had tributes. It's had Popeyes. It's had teasers.
Hey, don't let these old Navy pants and Ralph Lauren shirts fool you, bitch. I'll beat your ass. I wanna put that out there. All right? Let these old Navy pants fool you. I will put these hands in your life.
And I will put this out there. Hey, Chris, I'll put this out before you sign us off like you always do so beautifully. I'd like to make the next show maybe a viewer's choice. So it just kind of lets us know.
Yeah.
We've got listeners. We will look for comments. We'll look for anything on this. We want to make our next broadcast or two. What are things y'all want to hear us talk about in sports and pop culture? You know what I mean? Like, what's something that you want to hear and you never know? Depending if we like you, we might mess around and invite you in the Zoom. You don't know. But I'd like to make it kind of a viewer's choice type deal. And let's have some fun, because I know we had a good episode with that before where we had somebody suggest something. So
yeah,
I would like to, hit us up like Chris said. There's a bunch of places. You got the What's Good America, our at What's Good America there on Instagram. You got Wayne's F Baby. You can hit me up. You got Chris Turner, Cristobal Turner on Facebook. You got James Madison Walton III on Facebook. You got all sorts of ways to get at us. That way we can talk about what you want to talk about, because without you guys, we can't get to what we want. I mean, they fired Jason Whitlock, so there's a spot available.
It's open.
You know what I mean? I can still deliver chips and go work at Fox Sports. Like, I mean, it ain't nothing to me.
And all I need is my computer, and I can work at Fox Sports my damn self. So I'm just putting that out there.
That's all we saying, man. But yeah, man, go ahead and sign us off the best way you know how, my guy.
So, folks, now that quarantine time may be fucking coming back, find the time. Love your loved ones. Find a hobby. Find a hustle. Find whatever it is you need to do to make yourself and everybody around you happy. Keep it positive. This has been another episode of What's Good America. We just want to know, what's good, America?